Welcome to Live at 4 on this hot and humid Thursday afternoon.
And busy.
Here's what's making news today. A civil investigation has been launched into the shooting of a black man by Kenosha police.
President Trump gives his speech at the Republican National Convention tonight. Eric Franke will have a preview of what to expect.
And the Packers are reacting to the shooting in Kenosha. What action players and coaches are taking today. Let's take a look outside on this Thursday. Some clouds finally moving into the area, and we have a severe weather threat. In fact, we have severe weather in the area right now. Here's Chris with the latest.
That's right. Hot off the presses, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. This is mainly towards the north and east of Madison, but we are watching this closely. This does include parts of Marquette County, along with Dodge, Fond du Lac, and Green Lake counties as well. And I'm sorry, Columbia, not Marquette County there. But right now, this storm is centered right around Marquezine, and that's moving towards Waupun. So as we go through the next couple of minutes here, we're going to see more communities begin to be impacted by this. Lindendale by 403, Waupun here in about the next 9 minutes, and then eventually that'll be moving over towards Horicon. So be on the lookout for this. That is the one severe thunderstorm that we do have, but what we're starting to see is this line of showers of thunderstorms developing right in here. This is a slow-moving front that's gradually going to be pushing southward as we move into tomorrow. That's sparking off more of those shower and thunderstorm chances. Here in Madison, we're at 90 right now. Winds out of the south at 93 for Janesville. For Viroqua coming in at 89. Boscobel is at 97. Here's the heat index back towards the west. A lot of those feels like temperatures are up around 100 degrees, if not beyond that. In Boscobel, it feels like 103 right now. Janesville feeling like 99. These thunderstorms will certainly cool us off, but as the atmosphere is for showers of thunderstorms, we have to have an alert day for that potential for severe weather. That alert day starts tonight, but it is Friday that I'm going to be watching closely for the strongest thunderstorms.
All right,
Susan.
Chris, thank you for the update. After nights of unrest, things have settled down in both Kenosha and Madison. Protests last night remained mostly peaceful.
The Justice Department has opened a civil rights investigation into Sunday's shooting where a Kenosha police officer shot Jacob Blake 7 times in the back. The Reverend Jesse Jackson joined the NAACP and other local officials to call for justice for Jacob Blake.
Shot in the back 7 times.
7 times.
No, just in front of his children. No justification.
Blake has undergone surgery and is still recovering in the hospital. Sources tell CBS News the FBI has sent special agents to Kenosha to help in the investigation. The officers involved in Blake's shooting have been placed on leave. They have not been charged. Wisconsin officials say they are fully cooperating with the investigation. Governor Evers and National Guard leaders are holding a news conference at 5 p.m. to discuss the situation. We'll have that on News 3 Now at 5. Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence will not speak in Milwaukee this weekend. Wisconsin Lutheran College announced today the vice president would no longer deliver the commencement address on Saturday because of unrest in nearby Kenosha. Reverend Mark Jeske of St. Marcus Lutheran Church will replace Pence as the commencement speaker. The 2020 Republican National Convention wraps up tonight with President Trump delivering his convention address from the White House, officially accepting his nomination for a second term.
Eric Franke joins us now with a look at what to expect tonight. Eric?
Susan and Mark, day 3 of the virtual convention focused on law and order and featured speeches by advisor Kellyanne Conway, Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany last night, Vice President Pence as well to finish off the evening. That all amid ongoing protests for racial justice. The vice president argued the nation would be less safe with Joe Biden as president and better off with 4 more years of President Trump. Now, tonight's lineup includes the top GOP lawmakers from the House and the Senate, as well as the president's daughter, Ivanka Trump. Alice Johnson, the former inmate whose life sentence the president commuted at the urging of Kim Kardashian West, will also speak.
He had the ability to save my life from life in prison, yes. He is the one who released me from that terrible sentence.
More than 1,000 guests are expected on the South Lawn for the president's acceptance speech, where the president is expected to attack Joe Biden's record, address unrest in the wake of police shootings, talk about the hurricane as well, battering Louisiana. The White House says tonight's guests will be tested for COVID-19. They'll also be treated to a fireworks show after the president's speech. CBS coverage of the final night of the Republican National Convention will begin 9 o'clock Central Time, and we'll have a recap tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
All right, Eric, thank you.
Thank you, Eric. After boycotting Game 5 of their playoff series against the Orlando Magic, the Milwaukee Bucks will likely resume play soon. ESPN reports NBA players have decided to resume the playoffs. The Bucks sent shockwaves through professional sports yesterday when they decided to boycott a playoff game in response to the shooting in Kenosha. It's unclear when play will resume, but some insiders say they will likely return on Saturday. After following the Bucks' lead yesterday, the Milwaukee Brewers are back on the field tonight. First pitch of a doubleheader is just a few minutes away. The second game will begin about a half hour after the first one ends. After forfeiting last night's game against the Cincinnati Reds, both teams decided to make it up with a doubleheader today. The Green Bay Packers are also taking a moment to react to the police shooting and other social injustices.
News 3 Now Sports Director Zach Hanley joins us now with what players and the coaching staff are doing. Zach?
Well, the Packers were scheduled to practice today at 10:30. That didn't happen. Instead, they met as a team and discussed things they could do to be the change and make change moving forward in society. Head coach Matt LaFleur said the conversations got pretty emotional with guys from different backgrounds sharing different experiences, but they all left with some hope that those conversations will start something good.
We're all hoping that some good can come out of all these conversations and that we can see significant change in the world and in people's thinking, and how we treat one another is not only Americans, but as humans. And I would say that's the hope.
Other teams in the NFL, the Bears, Cardinals, Broncos, Colts, and Jets also canceled practice today, and forward Madison FC postponed their game on Sunday against North Texas.
Zach, thank you. Switching to the pandemic now, more than 800 more people have tested positive for COVID-19 in Wisconsin. 9 more people across the state have died, bringing the total number of dead to 1,106. Since the beginning of the outbreak, more than 73,000 people in Wisconsin have contracted the virus.
Governments around the world are trying to figure out ways to safely return kids to the classroom over the next couple of weeks. But in some countries with new COVID outbreaks, that's proving more difficult. In France, adults and children over 11 will have to wear masks when classes resume September 1st. But the push to open schools comes as France reports more than 5,000 new cases of COVID-19 in 24 hours. That's the biggest daily spike since the lockdown lifted in May. The government is trying to balance getting kids back to school while avoiding a second closure. In the UK, the rules are still being ironed out. After saying there's no need for masks, the Prime Minister now says they may be useful in busy spots like hallways in cities having COVID-19 outbreaks.
If you're in a hotspot area where there is a higher risk of transmission, then face coverings in those types of areas outside the classroom.
And most schools in Seoul, which have been open since June, closed back down this week. They are now switching to online classes. Officials say it's a precaution to try to get a handle on a surge of cases in the city.
Laura has weakened to a tropical storm after coming ashore overnight as a dangerous Category 4 hurricane. The storm is blamed for 4 deaths. Courtney Zabowski has the latest from Galveston, Texas.
Hurricane Laura ripped apart homes, uprooted trees, and flooded neighborhoods as it cut its path of destruction through southwest Louisiana.
This was the most powerful storm to ever make landfall in Louisiana. We have sustained a tremendous amount of damage. We have thousands and thousands of our fellow citizens whose lives are upside down.
Time to take cover, time to take cover.
Laura packed 150-mile-an-hour winds as it roared ashore in Cameron, Louisiana, near the Texas border. Jeannie Adair rode out the storm in Lake Charles.
They say this is going to be the storm of a lifetime, and I can see that it's probably, that's an accurate statement for sure.
A chemical plant fire near Lake Charles is forcing people to shelter in place as a thick cloud of black smoke blankets the area. While Louisiana took the brunt of the storm, there's also damage across eastern Texas.
We dodged a bullet. It could have been far worse.
Early reports indicate the storm surge forecasters predicted was not as bad as feared.
We would not be gathering here right now had we seen a 10-foot or higher foot storm surge.
Thousands are without electricity, and it could take days before it's restored. Teams are out here in Texas and across Louisiana assessing the extent of the damage.
This is probably not the last warning shot of this season. Hopefully it is, but, you know, it goes up through November.
Officials warn residents they shouldn't let their guard down. The hurricane season is far from over. Courtney Zabowski, CBS News, Galveston, Texas.
Laura was the 7th named storm to strike the U.S. this year, and that sets a new record for U.S. landfalls by the end of August.
When we come back, we're getting behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs.
And we have something a little different today. We'll check out the Ford Transit. You can actually stand up in this vehicle. Even Harvey can. Stay with us. That's next.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
Hey, you guys gonna get started? We're just waiting for the activation fee. But I already paid for the day. Yeah, and then it's $100 to activate us. Activate you? Mm-hmm. What are you, a cyborg?
It's crazy to charge people for things they already bought.
I'm gonna get my wallet.
That's why at US Cellular, we speak fair and never charge activation fees. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Working out? Not canceled. Catching up? Not canceled. Game night? Not canceled. Nap time? Not canceled. If new carpet would make you happier at home, we're here to help with standard carpet installation of just $75. Carpet one room or your whole house. And installation is only $75 while we celebrate our 75th anniversary. Coil Carpet One Floor and Home. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
Scranton is a long way from Wall Street. You won't find skyscrapers or big city bankers, just hard-working people. That's where Joe Biden's story starts. It's why he's running for president, for the backbone of this nation, working families. Donald Trump, he's in it for himself and his wealthy friends. In this crisis, we need to help workers and small businesses, and we need a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Packer scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery can turn into all sorts of fun things. Like 2 club-level seats to every Packers home game for the next 2 years. Just by mailing in $5 of non-winning Packers scratch games to enter the bonus drawing, or there's a chance to instantly win cash prizes. Packers scratch games. Watch the excitement unfold.
Wisconsin voters deserve the truth. I'm News 3 Now's Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Well, the Labor Department report that more than 1 million Americans filed for first-time unemployment benefits last week. The report was in line with economists' expectations and marked a small decline from the previous week. Even so, the numbers were somewhat disappointing. There's only been 1 week with under 1 million claims since the pandemic began taking its toll on American jobs markets in March. That week was at the beginning of August. Continued jobless claims, people filing at least 2 weeks in a row, stood at 14.5 million on a seasonally adjusted basis. It was a mixed day on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials added 160 points, closing at 28,492. The NASDAQ lost 39, but the S&P 500 added almost 6 for another record close.
Well, during the pandemic, people have been turning to comfort food including pizza.
But now restaurants are seeing a boost in prices for some of the key ingredients. The coronavirus pandemic forced many meat producers to shut down or scale back operations, leading to shortages and higher prices. Now many stores are shelling out extra dough for pepperoni, anywhere from 5 to 50% more. The owner of Rocco's Pizza near Pittsburgh says pepperoni is not the only problem.
Cheese, just a whole other ballpark. It's gone way up.
Americans have been buying more cheese during the pandemic, helping drive up prices. It's not clear when supplies and prices for cheese and pepperoni will return to normal.
Well, you've probably seen them everywhere and never even noticed them. We're talking about the Ford Transit.
The company's large commercial van can be set up to carry cargo, people, or a mix of both. Let's check it out as we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs. That is, if we can find him. Harvey, where are you?
Welcome to my humble abode.
What do we got here?
Well, we've got a vehicle as big as a house.
A house on wheels. On sale overseas for decades, the Transit arrived in the U.S. in 2015. Now they're used as delivery vans, shuttles at airports.
This is the crew van configuration, so it seats 5, but you have all this room back here. So if you're a landscaper, say, you could put a bunch of gear back here, have your crew, and take it anywhere.
Ford sells about 150,000 Transits a year. The reason they're so popular? Affordability, drivability, and versatility. The Transit comes in 3 roof sizes: small, medium, like our Tester, and tall. A longer wheelbase is also an option. You can have windows or no windows. There's almost endless ways to configure this thing.
People take these things, and in the aftermarket, they turn them into small camper vans.
I could see that.
And, you know, it's really, and now, this year, they make it in all-wheel drive. So, again, you can take this thing off into the wilderness. The low-roof van is really the only 10-passenger vehicle you can get. So when I was a kid, I'm one of 8 kids in my family, we would have had one of these.
You know, I could stand up in this thing.
You know what? I know you can because I can.
You're 6 what?
I'm 6'3", and I am, and I think this is about 6'2.5" right here.
It's amazing how much room there is. So all the creature comforts?
All the creature comforts up here. This is the higher trim level version of it. So you've got 10-way power seats here with lumbar support. You've got the full 8-inch touchscreen with navigation. It also has cameras here, you know, because obviously one of the challenges with a vehicle this big is seeing around you.
And on the road, Harvey says it's surprisingly easy to drive.
The Transit drives as you would expect a van of this size to drive. It's certainly not anything to write home about, but this has the 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine, and that gives it plenty of power, a 10-speed automatic transmission, so acceleration is surprisingly good for a vehicle of this size.
This past weekend, Harvey drove the Transit to storm-ravaged Iowa. He contacted the Red Cross in Cedar Rapids, and they more than welcomed Harvey's help.
I'm going to show up there and have them tell me what I can do to help them and see what this vehicle can do to help them as well.
And both Harvey and the Transit did quite well, helping out our neighbors to the west. Job well done. And on that long drive back home, one's mind can tend to wander.
You know, if you're a rock band, this would be a pretty cool road vehicle as long as you were planning on staying at a hotel or motel somewhere along the way. You could have all your gear in the back, the band here with you, and you could be on the road.
Harvey's getting the band together. Harvey joining us now.
Yeah, we're getting the band back together.
Getting the band back together. Put them in the Transit. We've got some impressive numbers here. What kind of mileage did you get?
I was surprised. That round trip to Cedar Rapids and back was 19 miles per gallon, and that's a 310 horsepower motor in that. So it's not, you know, a small thing.
Well, and good for you, Harvey, for doing what you did in Cedar Rapids. That was great because, boy, they made good use out of the van.
Yeah, exactly. I figured I would see what I could do rather than just tool around town with it. Drove there. They had Operation Barbecue was there. They were all set up. This is a group that goes around the country giving meals to people while communities are getting back on their feet. And I pulled up in line and said, throw as much food as you can in the back and I'll take it to where it needs to be. And it worked out great.
It held a lot. $51,000 for the test run. That's not bad for all you get.
Well, yeah, when you think about how much vehicle you get for $51,000, we've seen vehicles that cost twice as much that are half the size.
And it drives pretty well? It doesn't feel too trucky?
No, they've done a really good job with this platform, keeping it much more car-like. And that's really important for the people who work in this vehicle as well, because it's very comfortable for them on the road all day as well.
I love the idea of making it a camper. That's a great idea.
Yeah, there are some really cool retrofits of that platform.
Hey, interesting vehicle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Harvey, thank you.
Great.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Harvey. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
There's more to come at 4. How do you bus students to school amid a pandemic?
We'll find out what's being done to make the buses safer coming up after Chris's first warn forecast.
Ashley Home Store's Labor Day mattress sale is on now. We guarantee the best deal in Wisconsin. Savings up to 60% off. Plus reward card bonuses up to an extra $300 back. And free delivery within 5 days on in-stock beds. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
I've smoked, I've drank coffee, I drink red wine. It makes my teeth darker. And using Power Swabs, it's made a difference. People ask me, what do you do to whiten your teeth? And I'm really proud to tell them that I use Power Swabs.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it around my teeth, and that was it.
The Secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like you got to leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth? With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the Power Swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth today by ordering Power Swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Yes, 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free Quick Stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-451-3571 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's Labor Day appliance sale starts now. Get Wisconsin's best appliance deals, plus 18 months no interest, and free doorstep delivery within 5 days on all in-stock appliances at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Well, take a look at this incredibly beautiful landscape, time-lapse that is looking out over the Mac Reef Archipelago in Oregon Island's National Wildlife Refuge. You can clearly see the Milky Way in all its glory, even a few shooting stars flying across the sky. The Wildlife Refuge spans the Oregon coast and is celebrated for its abundant wildlife, rare plants, and unique geological formations.
That is so beautiful. It almost looks like CGI, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks fake.
It's incredible.
Really, in the Milky Way.
Wow, look at that.
All right, Chris, some severe weather in our area.
Yeah, we're watching that potential very closely. Some strong storms out there right now. Stronger, more widespread storms are possible as we move into tomorrow. Your full first warn.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
A few years ago, the WISC editorial board put on one of our agendas for the year an item questioning the role sports play in our society. We asked if professional and college sports were getting a disproportionate share of dollars and civic attention, and if it was worth all that. Well, this week, the conversation changed for good, and we mean for good. Athletes in the public eye, including coaches, admired and respected, taking principled stands and adding their voices to the call for justice and change, are sending a powerful message about what really matters. Competition has some value. Games are fun and often a healthy distraction. But there are more important issues and greater needs, and athletes, appropriately led by the Milwaukee Bucks and Brewers, acted. It's not business as usual any longer. This movement is bigger than business, bigger than politics, and yes, bigger than sports. We welcome Sports Talk to the call for change.
Today, you can turn your home into a university, and you can turn a lasting career into reality. With Herzing University, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields, anytime, online. Herzing is recognized, accredited, experienced, and transfer-friendly, with more than 90% student satisfaction. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into with Herzing University. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty. Or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just bold.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Update your home and get 11% off Sheldon windows from Menards. Check out our great selection of over 140 in-stock sizes and styles of single hung, double hung, sliding, and casement windows. All 11% off. Update your floors with Mohawk. Choose from waterproof vinyl plank, durable laminate, or easy to install sheet vinyl. Get 11% off all Mohawk flooring. Save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Selling a home is expensive and stressful, so we set out to create a better home selling experience with a network of the most successful real estate agents in America that'll sell your home for as little as a 2% commission.
The icing on the cake with the Ideal Agent was that we saved $12,000 in commission.
They were so stress-free. The whole process was amazing, and I would definitely recommend them.
We are not a discount brokerage. These are top local agents that'll get you the best results.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We're tracking showers and thunderstorms throughout parts of south central Wisconsin as we go through this afternoon. One of those is a severe thunderstorm that we have primarily towards the north and east of Madison. This is going to go at least for the next couple of minutes, and then we're going to watch to see if the Weather Service decides to expand that or not. But in our viewing area, that includes parts of Columbia and Dodge County, along with Green Lake County, moving towards Fond du Lac County here. And what we're watching in particular, places such as Waupun and Fox Lake, this this is where this is going to be moving in. Marcus-on, a lot of the heaviest rain is now towards the south of you. One thing I want to point out, though, a key weather feature. Watch this. This is the last 2 hours. You see this little line that's coming off of some showers of thunderstorms that moved out over Lake Michigan. We call this an outflow boundary. And what this does is this moves out. It provides extra upward movement in the atmosphere to spark off more showers of thunderstorms. So that's what helped give way to that severe thunderstorm that we do have right now. We're still under that slight risk of severe weather throughout the area as the front slowly begins to push towards the south. My primary focus of concern is about 24 hours from now. As we begin to move into tomorrow afternoon, that's where we have an enhanced risk for pretty much the entire viewing area. Remember, an enhanced risk of severe storms is level 3 out of 5. We're going to be watching that potential for strong winds, hail, but flash flooding and an isolated tornado can't be ruled out either. So it is that reason that tonight and into Friday are going to be alert days in that forecast. Here's your overall setup. We have multiple waves of low pressure riding along a front that's been really draped across the northern half of the country and slowly pushing towards the south. It's as that pushes towards the south that we're going to create more chances for those showers of thunderstorms as we move into tomorrow. In fact, watch this. This is taking you hour by hour. Overnight tonight, 3 o'clock in the morning, you see these showers of thunderstorms starting to fire across parts of central Wisconsin. They'll push towards the south. This is 8 a.m. Perhaps we'll see some showers of thunderstorms around then as well. If not, you're at least likely to see a little bit in the way of some cloud cover. We move into lunchtime tomorrow as well. Still some scattered showers and thunderstorms around. But I want to highlight this right here. This is 4 o'clock. Notice how Future Track tries to clear us out with some sunshine into the afternoon as temperatures warm up into the 80s. That is a key thing to watch, because if we get enough sunshine tomorrow, that will help add more fuel for this line of showers of thunderstorms come in around dinner time tomorrow night. And you see that Boeing segment. This is a key indicator of the potential for some damaging winds. And a lot of the model data is suggesting this type of scenario. That's the reason that we have the enhanced risk for strong severe thunderstorms tomorrow. Then eventually we begin to clear out. Once we clear out, we start to see a dip in temperatures back down into the 70s. We're going to be much more comfortable as we begin to move forward. Another shower of thunderstorm chance on Monday. Another one next Wednesday night into Thursday. But for the most part, temperatures are going to be much more closer to normal, if not a couple degrees below.
Oh, that'll be refreshing. Yeah. That'll feel good.
Use the rain, just not the severe weather, so we'll keep an eye on things. Thank you, Chris. Although most schools are starting the year entirely online, some will still be using the bus to get to school.
News 3 Now this morning's Chris Stanford shows us how one bus company is preparing to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
For schools starting in-person learning, getting kids to school safely is one of the challenges. Kids in close proximity, riding for an extended period of time together, all the surfaces they could touch. I talked to the co-owner of a Madison bus company to ask how they're making it safe. Students that will ride the bus to start the school year will be some of the first to test out new safety measures.
It's quite a bit different, as I'm sure you can understand.
This summer, Badger Bus was transporting some students in Verona and Madison. Here's video Verona schools provided of students going to summer school. Badger Bus co-owner John Meyer says the company has been working with districts all summer to come up with a plan of action for students to return.
Definitely people that are concerned and they want to know, and we're transparent. Just like anybody else needs to be, we all need to be that way. And, you know, we're relying on the professionals and the scientists to help us through this process.
One thing that will be different this year is students will start loading at the back of the bus. That way they won't have to walk past each other when they get on. Ventilation is another way to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Badger Bus will keep windows down and keep the emergency exit on the roof popped open. Students will be spread out, but there's no strict policy on how far apart they'll sit. Badger Bus has also trained staff on new cleaning protocols, demonstrated here in this video Badger Bus provided. It includes when and how to sanitize surfaces. Badger Bus also says once a day they'll use an electrostatic disinfectant sprayer.
We feel comfortable and we feel ready that we're going to do a good job for the kids and for the teachers and the parents here, and making sure that they have a very, very clean, safe experience.
When it comes to ventilation, Meyer says don't be surprised if windows will need to stay open when the temperatures drop this winter. Tomorrow, we're taking a look at how the pandemic and online learning in particular could widen the achievement gap. The problem, plus some solutions our community is pursuing to help our kids. That's tomorrow morning. Back to you.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan or for checkups only. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to get your free information kit. Call now.
3 days only. It's the end of summer sale at Grand Appliance. Get the area's lowest appliance prices, plus up to $600 in extra savings on top appliance brands exclusively at Grand. Shop in-store or online at grandappliance.com August 27th through the 29th for great deals like this LG 6.3 cubic foot electric range with air fry and convection technologies for just $698. Grand Appliance and TV, trusted since 1930.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. And save a little money without sacrificing the savory. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills. And make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer savings like Festival Foods.
Tonight at 5, the Bucks boycotted their game yesterday after the police shooting of a black man in Kenosha. We'll talk to an expert on what role athletes have in making social change. That's ahead at 5.
Tonight it'll be muggy with thunderstorms developing. As a cold front moves through Wisconsin tomorrow, severe thunderstorms may be possible. My News 3 Now First Warn forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, a local pastor calls on large white-led businesses to explain how they're pushing for social justice. We'll hear American Family Insurance's response tonight at 6.
It's another hot and hazy afternoon over downtown Madison, and there's some storms in the area that Chris is keeping an eye on.
See the scaffolding on the
Yeah, look at that.
Doing some repair work.
Well, it's time for our weekly checkup with Dr. Zorba Pastor, and we're going to be taking your calls too in just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll tell you when to call in. He joins us from his clinic in Oregon with the latest on the coronavirus pandemic. Good to see you, Zorba.
Hi, Zorba.
You guys?
The CDC said today that if you don't have any symptoms, you don't need a test. That seems contrary to the rulings in the past.
That is totally contrary, 100% contrary to what the scientists say, the doctors say, and so on. And actually, the head of the CDC walked that back, but did not change the website. And the answer is they are completely wrong. Because COVID does not have symptoms in most people, the only way that we're ever going to tamp it down is to do what the Germans are doing, the British are doing, everyone in the European Union is doing. The only way they've tamped it down was to do more and more testing. And what's unfortunate is that something which is basically public health has become a political football, which it should not be. So the bottom line, from my opinion, and from the opinion of most people in the infectious disease community, is that we should have more and more testing, because then we can actually, if we have COVID, we can actually self-isolate. I think the other reason they did it is because we simply still do not have enough testing. Now, recently I was talking to a physician on Maui, and they have a 15-minute test, 1-5, a 15-minute test in Maui that they've rolled out so they can get their tourist industry back up. And they are doing testing, for instance, on hotel employees every single week. Every employee gets a test. Simple, easy to do. It's a matter of ratcheting up the testing and doing it. So in this case, the CDC is completely wrong, and I expect they're going to backtrack it more and more because public health officials basically are enraged by their decision, which purely has a political motivation.
So you just took the words out of my mouth. I was going to ask you why they made this decision and why they made it now.
You know, sometimes it's best for me as a doctor to let people make their own decisions. If I look at Dr. Anthony Fauci, he's very good at saying he knows medicine, he knows science, he knows what to do. I know we need more testing. I know we should have more testing. And I think basically the public health people, the federal government has dropped the ball in making sure that universal testing is not freely and easily available. Now in Dane County, it turns out now if you want to get tested, you go to the Alliant Energy Center and the test now comes back very, very quickly in a day to a day and a half. So we are doing a much better job than we used to. But we need to have many more centers and very easy testing throughout the entire community so we can tamp down the virus until we have an immunization on board. And that's a half a year to a year away.
Health should come before politics. That is
absolutely 100% of the time.
270-9933 is the number to call if you have a question for Dr. Zorba Pastor. Dial now. We'll get to your calls right after this.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on over 400 new Hondas. Get 0% financing for up to 60 months on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
This is the Tempur-Pedic Breeze, and its mission is to make sleep feel cool. So no more night sweats, no more nocturnal baking, no high blast ceiling fans, or polar ice cap air conditioner mode. Because the Tempur-Pedic Breeze delivers superior cooling from cover to core, helping you sleep cool all night long.
And for a limited time, shop Tempur-Pedic at Denver Mattress and save up to $500 on select mattress sets. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Wow, is that really me?
Here, I don't look 61 in 3 weeks. I have no wrinkles, no bags, and this is only because of Plexiderm.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? I'm just in love with the mirror right now.
Plexiderm is a wonderful product. I look at least 10 years younger.
It's a facelift in a jar.
The people you're watching have just seen themselves in the mirror for the first time since we applied Plexiderm to their problem areas. Their reactions are real, and so are the results from using Plexiderm. What's even more amazing is that it takes less than 10 minutes. Now you can watch your under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet visibly disappear for just $14.95 by going to plexidermtrial.com and taking the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
This is really good. This is, I'm going to fill my bathtub with this stuff and get the whole body this time. All these lines are gone. I feel like a new woman.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. At our $14.95 price, it's the best time to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself. So if under-eye bags make you look tired and older, take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge today for only $14.95. Just go to plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $269. That's $269 and absolutely zero due at signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Well, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning now that has just popped up. That old warning was allowed to expire. Now we have this new one. And once again, this severe thunderstorm warning includes Columbia and Dodge counties. It's up around Cambria right now, moving southeastward towards Beaver Dam. And so we are going to be watching that as we go through time. A lot of the heaviest rain from this is still primarily focused towards the south there. And this storm is slowly moving towards the south and east. So we have gone through about the past 30 minutes or so. So we're going to continue to watch this along with any other showers or thunderstorms that may develop in time. There's another shower that's popping up right now towards the north and west of Partyville and right to the east of the Dells there. Again, this is all associated with the front that's gradually pushing towards the south. That'll help spark off more showers and thunderstorms as we move into tomorrow. Mark and Susan, we're going to throw it back to you for now, but we'll continue to stay busy here in the Weather Center and keeping folks up to date.
All right, keep us posted. Tokyo now offers a new way to experience nature's call in the form of transparent, high-tech public toilets. The stalls are colorful, spacious, and available at a public park, but the only catch is their walls remain transparent until toilet goers literally lock the door. When the restroom is occupied and locked, the toilet walls made from smart glass suddenly turn opaque, providing lasting privacy as long as the door remains locked. The idea is potential pottiers can see if there's any suspicious people lurking in the toilets.
That's fascinating technology, but you've got to have a lot of trust, too.
All right, 270-9933 is the number to call to talk to Zorba Pastor. We had the wrong number on the screen. 270-9933. Zorba is standing by in his office. Let's talk about the rising cases in young people and college students.
Right. Well, college students are less likely to have any symptoms. And so when it rises among college students, it rises among the general population because they intermingle. And now the data seems to show that even young children, children who are in middle school and children who are in high school are actually the least likely to have symptoms. And especially young kids would say 5 and under because you come into close contact with them, they come close to you, you nurture them, Mother Nature, and so on. They are also very likely to spread it because they are less likely to have symptoms. So it's a big issue. Now, as far as infants are concerned, there's only so much we can do, but from a college student point of view, it's a real issue. And I just read in the Chicago Tribune that the city of Chicago is asking the city of Evanston to fine anyone who's from college who is seen in a bar, and maybe that will cut down on the problems at Northwestern. And there are issues around. College students are going back. They want to be with one another, but the answer is be smart, wear a mask.
All right, we have calls coming in, and we will start with Malik in Madison. Hi, Malik. What's your question?
Hi, I have a question. What is the percentage rate of COVID, kids with COVID?
Kids with COVID.
I can't tell you today what the percentage rate is. Generally, if we keep it below 5% positivity, that's a positive sign. But if you want to know today's rate, I haven't checked it. Google what's today's percentage rate COVID positive, put in your town, and you can get that information on Google. That will be the most up to date.
And the university has, I think, a website now, too, that you can look at.
That's right.
Many different places. Just make sure you use reliable places, which means they're not political places to look for the answers.
All right.
Okay, who's next?
We have, we have a call, but
We're having, sorry, Zorba, we're having a little bit of a technical issue over here.
We're in charge, I think is the problem.
Well, let's talk, while we're waiting, let's talk a little bit more about this change in the advisory from the CDC.
Well, let's talk about what I would do if I were working with, say, in an industry where I was continuously, like we are, continuously worried about COVID. The answer is, if you're concerned, get a test. If you think you may have come into contact with someone, get a test. If you have a fever, of course, if you have a loss of sensation of smell, you're much more likely to have COVID. But the secondary issue is influenza. This is going to be the beginning of influenza season within the next few months. And influenza and COVID make a very, very bad mix. So the answer is now, and especially after September 1st, we should all start to get influenza shots because there's good evidence that when you boost your immunity to any virus, you boost your immunity to all viruses. So influenza influenza virus may boost your immunity against COVID. There's also some interesting data that shows that even measles virus, which we, immunization, which we don't get unless we need it, maybe even the shingles shot, maybe even other injections that we get may just boost our immunity and help us with COVID. So immunizations are important, especially important for our children, because a lot of kids have stopped being immunized, and adults have stopped being immunized because they're worried about going to the doctor's office for COVID. So get your shots.
All right, let's go to Lorna in Sun Prairie. Hi, Lorna, what's your question?
Hi, I'd like to ask Dr. Zorba, when a person is asymptomatic, what is the length of time that they can affect other people?
14 days. Length of time is 14 days. The first 2 days, you're probably not that able to actually infect people. We don't know for sure. The next 3 to 5 days, you're probably most infectious, but it's a 14-day quarantine. Most of the infectability is thought to be the first 5 to 7 days, but the answer is 14 days is tried and true. That's what seems to work for everyone as an absolute number.
All right, let's go to Kay now in Reedsburg. Hi, Kay. What's your question?
Last week, doctor was talking about getting our flu shots early and also the shingles shot. And I checked with the pharmacy, and Medicare does not cover shingles shots. And it's
Medicare actually covers shingles shots depending on whether or not you have Medicare Part D. So it depends on your insurance. I never answer insurance questions for people because it's there. But if you have Medicare Part D, that is covered generally by Medicare. Once again, always check with your insurance plan, and your pharmacy will be able to tell you whether or not it's covered.
Okay, let's go to Jean in Oregon. Hi, Jean, what's your question?
Should people be concerned about carrying the virus on their clothes, taking it from if they get where they are to taking it home?
Clothes can carry the virus, but it's thought that clothes and topical surfaces are less likely. We thought that they were much more likely to be the source of the virus, but it turns out the most likely source of the virus is somebody you're standing next to, somebody who's talking, who's shouting, who's sneezing, or who's singing. Singing because you're projecting. So it's the droplets from people that are the most infected. Clothes are secondarily an issue. If you're working in a hospital, if you're around COVID, that's why, of course, we wear protective gear, because that's the most likely time we're going to be infected, because we're surrounded by the virus if we're in those very difficult situations.
And it seems like flu lives longer on surfaces than this COVID.
I think flu does. But once again, that's why wash your hands and make sure you do things of that nature to stay safe.
And wear a mask.
Zorba,
thank you.
Thanks for your patience, Zorba. Sorry about that. Thanks for your calls today, everybody. We'll do this again soon.
We'll have a recap of your weather right after this.
For years, iMart Express has provided you with quality eyewear and same-day service. With sights set on the path ahead, we continue to rally together to keep your future in focus. Get 2 pairs of single vision glasses for under $40 and 2 pairs of progressives for under $80. To learn more, visit iMartExpress.com.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just bold.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Working out? Not canceled. Catching up? Not canceled. Game night? Not canceled. Nap time? Not canceled. If new carpet would make you happier at home, we're here to help with standard carpet installation of just $75. Carpet one room or your whole house. And installation is only $75 while we celebrate our 75th anniversary. Coil Carpet One Floor and Home. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
Garver. Garver.
Gather. Ing. Gathering.
Garver.
Gathering.
Garv.
Ing. Garvering.
A socially responsible gathering where a maximum of 250 people enjoy thirst-quenching drinks, delicious food, and the arts in a safe, clean, and touchless outdoor environment. Let's go garvering. Visit thegarverfeedmill.com for dates and details starting June 11th.
Brought to you by News 3 Now, Madison Magazine, and the Garver Feed Mill.
This year, school is going to be full of changes.
What will school be like, and how can we make sure our kids are safe?
We're getting the answers you need to help you prepare.
So keep an eye on News 3 Now this morning and get ready to go back to school.
How local parents and groups are stepping up to help students stay on equal ground during virtual learning.
A lot of that expectation now is being shifted to the home front. And we got to make sure that they have the resources at home and the support at home.
On the next News 3 Now this morning.
All right, we're still watching the severe thunderstorm warning that includes Columbia and Dodge County. It's going to go until 5:15, so it's got about another 20 minutes on it, and then we'll see what the Weather Service decides to do. Right now it has 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. It's going to be moving into Beaver Dam here in about 10 minutes, and then the town of Lowell in about 15 to 20.
All right, we'll keep an eye on things. Thank you, Chris. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, our canine correspondents have the News Hounds Animal Roundup.
And Michael Bruno tells us about a fundraising effort to help restore the Mineral Point Opera House as he goes behind the screens. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.